What's up guys, JC Tussin here bringing you another episode of my new series, The Unknown Games. So far you guys, if you guys haven't seen the first episode of The Unknown Games, I invite you to watch that first before you decide to watch this episode. So basically you guys, the first episode doesn't seem like it has been popular with you guys. Basically only getting 23 views. So it seems like a downer, but I'm still going to continue this series because, these games really have to get known and, just known, people need to play them. Alright, with that, let's get this episode started. Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam was an add-on for the Battlefield Bad Company 2. It was created by it was created by DICE and published by EA. It's only a multiplayer add-on, so don't expect a story here. It's not much, only with 5 maps, 15 new guns, and a bunch more add-on stuff. With that, let's talk about multiplayer. Multiplayer game mode, Rush. Rush is just your basic Call of Duty demolition, except that you have 3 or 4 bases. So if you are an attacker, you are to arm the bombs on the ENCOM stations. Once you destroy both, you take up a base. Right after you arm the last one and you're able to destroy it, then you and your team have won the match. But if you are put as a defender, you must defend your ENCOM stations from being armed and destroyed. If destroyed, you will lose your base and you must fall back. If you fail to disarm the last one, you and your team have lost the game. Conquest. Conquest is just your basic domination, except that instead of earning 200 points, you have 200 points, and make sure that you don't lose all 200 points by capping flags and just guarding them. Once you capture flags, the enemy team will start losing points, but be careful. If they capture two flags and you're stuck behind by 1 flag, you'll get spawn trapped and the match will just end in a bad way. Squad Deathmatch. Squad Deathmatch is different from your regular team deathmatch. In Squad Deathmatch, it's you and 3 other people in the squad going against 3 other squads. So basically it's you and another squad on another squad. So the whole point is that the first squad to make it to 50 points is the victor. Now let's talk classes. For classes, there are 4 classes. There's Assault, Engineer, Medic, and Recon, all which have 3 weapons uniquely of their own. Sidearms. Sidearms, there are 2 sidearms. There's a TT-33 pistol, Russian-made pistol. Good weapon with hipfire, and just basically good with ammo size. Then 19911 is another great pistol, even though it has lesser clip. It is good at hipfire and has high damage. Both pistols are recommendedly good. Another special weapon that this game has is the M2 Flamethrower. The M2 Flamethrower is just your basic flamethrower. Just shoots out flames and just kills your opponents. This gun is especially good when coming into a room full of enemies, in which you could just clear them out just like a bunch of cockroaches. If you don't kill your opponent within the first hit, the game luckily has the flame still on him, so basically it's like a napalm strike. It'll stay on him and just burn him to death. Now let's talk gadgets. Assault. Assault has 2 types of gadgets. The ammo box. The ammo box is just a box in which you just throw it down and you and your team can resupply from it. The game also gives you an M79 grenade launcher. It is pretty weak against regular peoples, as it will take 2 shots. But you're better off just using this weapon behind walls, because that's where this weapon really shines. Engineer. Engineer has the blowtorch and the RPG-7. The RPG-7 is just your basic weapon. Rocket propelled grenade launcher in which you just shoot. And you could use it against enemies, but you're just better off using this against regular vehicles, as it was designed to. Boom. The blowtorch is the repair tool in this game, in which you could use it to repair any type of vehicle. It will overheat, so you have to give it some time. Medic. Medic has the medikit and the syringe. The medikit is just your basic first aid kit. You must throw it down to the ground and you have teammates hover over it to be healed. The syringe is something different. The syringe is the ability to be able to revive your friends. This is what it looks like if you're revived by a teammate. Recon. Recon has the Mortar Strike and the TNT. Mortar Strike is just basically what you call in just a Mortar Strike. It only shoots off about 5 rounds and you must aim it on a certain spot for at least about 4 to 5 seconds. Chances of you killing somebody are really slim. TNT is just like your basic C4 in this game. You could use it defensively to set up a trap, as I did here, but you're just better off just using it what it's regularly for, to destroy vehicles. Now, let's talk about vehicles. There are 2 types of tanks. Tanks are just your basic armored vehicles in which they have their primary alternative fire, or if you chose the specs, you'll be able to have an additional flamethrower. Vehicles, there are only 3 types of vehicles. There's your regular Jeep, but the other 2 are just transport vehicles. PPR is your average boat in this game, in which it has 2 rapid Browning machine guns and 1 grenade launcher. UA-1, or the Huey, is just a regular helicopter in which it's drivable. If you don't really want to drive it, you can hop in gunner and shotgun and use the machine guns, which are really deadly if you know how to use them. Now let's talk about a special ability. This game gives you a special ability if you hold the back button and see an enemy, that they will pop up as an orange dot, so basically you and your whole team can see them. Now let's talk about specs. Specs, or like perks in this game, just give you a certain ability like any other normal game would give you. Spec 1 is just your basic, just your weapon. You can be able to carry more ammunition or more grenades. Spec 2 is kind of different, in which it relates to your gun, so it could give you more explosive damage, or you could give an ability to be able to have your gun to have a certain grip, or just less accuracy, better accuracy, or body armor, or anything like that, or damage bullets. Spec 3 is just only for vehicles, so basically, reload, smoke, advanced, a second alternative fire weapon. So once you choose all 3, you're set and ready to go. And with that, let's talk about the pros and cons of Battlefield Bad Company 2. First off, the games in the map are freaking outstanding in this game. They're just great. This plays differently from the regular multiplayer, and for me, personal preference, this game is actually good, better than the regular multiplayer. But there are their cons. Most matches that you join have only 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, 4-5, 6-5, anything. The sad part is that matches have no time limits, and with that means the matches will last pretty long time if the match has low players. And it does cost $15, so you better hope that you get this on special. So basically, guys, that's it for this episode. Battlefield Bad Company 2 is actually a great game. I recommend it. I spent most of my hours just playing that on this rather than regular multiplayer. Trust me, guys, it's really worth the money. I know it's $15, but I got it on special, but it's really great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I gave it a good rating, A+. This is JC Tussin. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Signing out.